Anaweza jua atungekuwa hivi kama hiyo handshake haingekuja, atungekuwa hivi. Lakini President Uhuru ameleta handshake ya kuweka Kenya pamoja. Tusiibishe, sisi wengine wote tunashikilia hiyo handshake, aturudi reverse. Tuko nyuma ya President Uhuru mpaka dakika ya mwisho. Milima endeni, mkae chini, murudishe umoja wa Kenya. Asanteni, niko na nyinyi.
Mheshimiwa Fatuma Gedi. Fatuma.
Hai, habari zenu? Tusalimiane kwa mikono hata kama mmeshiba sana. Kwa majina naitwa Fatuma Gedi. First representing the women of the North, and I'm also the chair for the 47 women reps. On behalf of the women, nataka kushukuru sana NKF and GCE kwa kutupatia chakula tamu sana, kutukaribisha, kuungana na ndugu zetu na madada zetu kutoka the mountain. Kwa hayo nasema asante sana. Kwa kifupi tu, why we are here is we want to start a new conversation, the conversation of unity, peace and security, and for us to have good working relationship going forward. Mama Lishoma amesema tu, ni ukweli handshake imeleta mabadiliko, imeleta amani. Wakati nyinyi mnaadhirika huko, nyinyi ni wanabiashara, watu wa Mount Kenya. Pia sisi ni watu wa mabiashara. Wakati tulipata shida sana, biashara zenu zilienda chini. Hata sisi, nyanya na viazi zile zinatoka kwenu zinapitia tu kwa barabara zikifika kwetu. Kwa hivyo ile amani handshake imeleta, sisi kama wamama ndio tumefaidika sana, because wale wamekufa sana, those who have been killed in 2017, these are women and children. So as women we said, enough is enough. We don't want to go back. We want peace. And how do we want peace? Peace through the partnership that we've started today. I want to thank His Excellency the President. Today, kijana yetu ndio ametuleta sisi wote pamoja. Kitambo kuna watu walikuwa wanasema sisi, watu ya Northern Region ni tangatanga. Lakini tulikuwa tunasema sisi hatujui maneno ya kutangatanga. Lakini tunashukuru Mheshimiwa Rais, wakati alimpatia waziri wetu, alimpatia Cabinet Secretary ya Finance, alionekana kurudisha mkono. Na amerudisha mkono vipi? Amerudisha mkono kuleta watu wake wote pamoja na wakuwe pamoja. Na ile umoja leo mmeona hapa ni kupitia kwake. Na tunashukuru sana waziri, tunakushukuru. We really proud of you. Kama sio wewe hatungekuja pamoja. And that is leadership. A leader is the one who can lead his people and shows direction. And we thank you for showing us the direction. As a woman, I just want to talk to the Mount Kenya fraternity. Let's support each other to empower women. Kwa hii nyumba from the mountain, we only have 2 women. Senator Dulo and Sophia. Kama mnaweza simama tu muonekane. We only have 2 of them elected as a senator and a member of parliament from our region. It has never been heard. Wamefungulia mama wengi barabara. Na hata kwenu kuna wabunge wengi wa mama mnachagua na gavana moja. Ningewaomba sana, kama leo sasa tumekuja pamoja ndio tuanze hii safari, tushikilie wamama. Wamama wachaguliwe. Wamama wachaguliwe kama magavana. Naona kuna wamama wengi hapa wanataka gavana, kama Maito yuko hapo pale. My sister here and many of you. We also have many other women. Let us support. Tushikilie wamama mkono. Pia hao wakuwe kwa decision table. My sister Nyokabi said something about one man, one shilling, one wife. Me, I want to introduce and invite you so that you can learn from the brothers and sisters from the northern. We want to liberate the people of the mountain in marrying more than 2 wives or 3 or 4. Yes, we want to teach you, we want to liberate you from wacheni mambo ya mama moja, tumoe wawili, watatu, wanne, so that tujaze population na tushikane pamoja tuunde serikali. Ya mwisho kabisa, najua kuna wamama wengi wanashangaa, lakini baba zetu hapa, it's about learning from each other. So part of learning, muwafunze ile tricks wanafanyanga huko kubembeleza mama ndo wengine. Pia mimi sasa mfanye hivyo, and I'm really happy to be here. I'm looking forward to host you in our region so that muone pia chakula zile tunapika, culture yetu iko aje. Part of the culture is marriage, there's others. But before I leave, I just want to say something very important. And I want to talk to the Chair Munga and Vice Chair Titus. I remember last year we were here for mediation talks on the issues of Kirinyaga. And I'm happy and privileged to be part of that team, together with my sister Sabina and Nyokabi and many others. And I remember Uncle Munga, I call you Uncle Munga, and Uncle George, there's something I asked you. And today is a dream come true for me. I'm really happy. I asked you, when I listened to the dispute mechanism resolutions that you people undertake, and also listened to your structures, the GC structures, the Mount Kenya structures, I was really admired. And I asked you, this one in huko kwetu we have it, but it's not really structured and respected so much because of many politics. So I asked you, can we have an exchange learning, you remember, between our elders and your elders, so that they can also learn, so that even us from the people of mountain, we have a proper structure like yours. And you said, okay, let's plan. So today it has come true, courtesy of my brother, the CS. CS, I want to thank you so much, because I told this, I think last year, and today it has happened. So Mungu awabariki, sisi wote tuko pamoja, ile safari tunaenda ni ile Mheshimiwa Rais anaenda, na kwa hakika hakuna mtu anataka kuingia kwa mkono mbaya. We don't want to go back. We don't want to lose what we have gained. We don't really want person who will mortgage this country. So tushikane mkono. Asanteni sana na karibuni Northern Kenya.
For 2 minutes. Chairman PPG, and then Chairman PPG, you can call Professor Omar to say also something. 1 minute. We are not, the time is running very fast, and let's keep to 2 minutes, please.
Asante sana. Nashukuru sana wale wote wako hapa, viongozi wetu na pia wazee wetu. Kabla sijasema kitu, nataka ku recognize naitwa Alois Lontoimaga, Member of Parliament for Samburu North and PPG Chairman. I want to, and I have my officials here. Please, Mheshimiwa Bashir is my Vice Chair. Dr. Omar is my treasurer in our caucus, personal parliamentary group. So I think we are in order, and I want to say that nashukuru sana CS. Tumetoka mahali mrefu sana, tumetoka mbali tukiwa wafugaji. Tumeanza karibu mwezi 3 ama mwaka moja under the chairmanship of Okur, and I want to thank tunataka kushukuru sana President kwa kutupatia nafasi katika treasury. Kama vile wenzangu wamesema, si rahisi sisi kuwa huko, kama si His Excellency the President hatungeweza kufika hapo, na amerecognize, na hii mambo ya kuwa pamoja kama wafugaji imekuwa very elusive. lakini kwa sababu ya ndugu yetu na hiyo nafasi ambaye ako nayo huko na governors wetu, tumefika mahali tumefika. Na sisi tunakuanga kidogo slow, especially leaders from northern Kenya. We watch and see. Actually, we do a lot of rec before we come in, and we took some time to see that to come where we are. And I think we are now of age. Tumefika mahali tunahitaji kufika. Tunataka ku support president kabisa kwa yale ambayo anataka kufanya ili tufike mbele. Na I want also to mention about Governor Nyandarua, Governor Kimemia, who is my mentor. Some of us who work in the civil service cannot go wrong. We know what government is, and sometimes we cannot just go a wrong direction. We know that this team which is here is the one to determine the direction of this country, and that's why sisi wafugaji tumesema tuko hapo kabisa, tuko hapo kwa sababu tunajua hapo ndio serikali itakuwa. Basi tunaomba basi nyinyi wenzetu kutoka Mount Kenya, sisi tumekuwa periphery kwa muda mrefu. Hii jamii yetu ambayo tumeingia, tunataka kukaa kwa hiyo meza, kwa sababu hatujakaa wakati mwingine mara mingi. Tunataka kuwa pamoja na nyinyi in the decision making of this development and any other issue in this country. First of all, for us who are from Samburu, because I have a very big delegation from Samburu here, President Kenyatta mwenyewe baba yake alikuwa jail huko, alikuwa jail Maralal 1960. Kutoka hapo ndio akakuja kuchukua uongozi wa hii Kenya, na tuna wasee ambayo watoto wao wako hapa ambayo walisaidia mzee Kenyatta kuletea maziwa, kuletea nyama, mzee kama Lekalja. Hata sisi wenyewe tulipigania uhuru wakati kuna mzee mmoja yetu alipotea anaitwa Leaduma, hawajaonekana mpaka sasa. Mara mingi mtu akiwa na makosa tunaambia utapelekwa mahali Leaduma alipelekwa. He just disappeared, and Leaduma was like a seer. So the British government iliona kama huyu ndio anaelekeza Wasamburu mahali mbaya, kwa hivyo akachukua yeye na kupotea, na vile aliwekwa ndani ya Lake Victoria. Hatukuona maiti yake mpaka sasa. Kwa hivyo sisi tuko kabisa katikati yenu, hasa kwa business. And in fact in my civil service years, I worked in Turkana, mahali naitwa Kakuma. And one day, I think in 1988, there was a lot of war between the Ethiopians and Sudanese and Turkanas, Dongiro. So there was only Turkana, a few Turkanas, and the rest are just military, JSO, ASTU, police. One day, a young man, a Kikuyu young man, 1990, came to go to Kibish. That's a Kibish. Imagine one single person just going there, and there are nobody else. Only there are more than 100 policemen. Lakini unakuta Mkikuyu mmoja kijana, he died to go to Kibish. What was he doing? Alikuwa anaenda kufungua business. Tukaulize unaenda wapi? Sasa najua hapa hakuna kiosk na hakuna duka. Washeni mimi nifungue duka bana. Hakuna watu zakula nini? And he died there, and he went there and he did it well. So I want to appeal to you that we are partners. We can work together. We have worked together for a long time, and we will continue working together tukiwa na hii partnership. Tunaomba kwamba tumeresolve sisi kama wafugaji, kama Northern Kenya, tunataka tuwe pamoja na nyinyi. Mtusilete sisi down, tusaidiane pamoja, tufanye kazi. Na kitu moja, mara mingi hatujulikani wenzetu. Mimi nimekuwa parliament mwaka 2, na hata nikiwa civil service nilikuwa nashangaa, ukienda ofisi unasema unataka Samburu ama Mandera, unaambiwa ni kwenda Samburu unapita Kitale. Ukitaka kwenda Mandera unaenda kupita Lodwar. People don't know us. So I want also to appeal that let us know each other. By partnering, by working together, we will know Kenya more than any other person. And there are many, the way the CSR said. I don't want to repeat all. He has said everything actually. What he said is what we would have all of us said. So I want us to please let us know each other. Let us explore there more. Mwende huko kabisa muone hiyo nchi. That is where Kenya is now. Hii area yenu yote imekuwa saturated. Huko ndio Kenya. Apart from that, remember we border Sudan, we border Ethiopia, we border Somalia. Any kind of invasion that come to this country, and it can be likely from that area because it is arid, the terrain is bad, it's mistuni, imesauliwa. That is why the enemy can come through. So we need to support each other to protect our country, because that's where the problem is. And we want you to back us because we are patriotic. Na sisi hatutafuti president, sisi tunataka kuangalia nyinyi tu na kusupport nyinyi ili tuwe pamoja. Mara mingi nyinyi ndio mnavuta president. Sisi wa Northern Kenya, sisi tunataka tu maendeleo. Na tunasema kitu moja muhimu sana ndio niketi. Hiyo mahali inatakiwa ifunguliwe. At the moment, there's only one road that we can say is complete. The road from Nyeri to Moyale. The rest is not open. Hata hii ya Turkana, hii labda Turkana si mzuri, ina yumba. Ile ya Garissa nayo si mzuri. Imefika tu Modagash. Hakuna. But the moment you open that area, you rip a lot of resources. Hii watu wote wamekuwa congested hapa na a lot of wealth, wase ambao wameendeleo. Hii wealth yenu mingi ambayo mmeweka hapa, peleka huku. Tukiwa na partners pamoja, because you can make a lot of benefits if you go through that route. Mimi mara mingi hao wenzangu wanashekea hii wasichana, mbona wewe unikuja leo? Mbona most of them are doubting, are you really ready? Lakini sisi na Kibemia, you don't go to a war unless you do a wreck. You wreck. Unaangalia hata VC, you do a lot of wrecking. Hata CS, you have to wreck. Tumerek ya kutosha, tumeona hapa ndio mambo. Asante.
Chair, you have said it all, and I don't know whether anything is left for me. But to my impeccable elders, I'll begin with that, to my impeccable elders, and I have a particular reason for saying impeccable elders. From both sides, I wish to say hamjambo, but before I do that, to also the CASs, the governors, senators, my colleagues, the ulama and the church leaders, to all of you, I greet you by this name, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What that particularly means is that we are receiving each other cordially. And that cordial relationship is the thing that brought us both here, and both our team, that is. And therefore, I just want to say one thing, that the North that was the forgotten is today the North that is favorable, and that is courtesy of President Uhuru Kenyatta. And definitely that is an indication to us, to all of us, that we are here to stay together, that we are here to start the journey together. For us, the head and the legs are very important things for the nomadic pastoralists. The head, we think, the legs, we take our strides to reach for greater heights. And that is where we are. But one thing I want to say, Honorable Kinjuri said, that Wambugo has said, is that you will receive us on the table, at the table. But we are saying we will receive each other at the table as equals, and we will open the door together and walk in that door together as equals, as equal partners. We have more to give, you have more to give. We have more to share, and we will share that. And that is a political direction that we are going to be taking together. It is very important that we know each other more than we do. I am the Member of Parliament for Wajir South. And as the member of Wajir South, it comprises of 23,000 square kilometers, nearly, with a population of about 400,000 people, as per the last census. But one thing you don't know, that size is equivalent to Central Province, Nairobi Province, which it used to be called Province, and Western Provinces combined. Those three provinces combined. My journey is this, that I want you to undertake with me, that more representations are done. And the woman rep for the Mama County wa Samburu has definitely said that 1 kilometer, 1 shilling. For Wajir South as well, 1 kilometer, 1 shilling is important. It reaches everybody in every corner. And it means more to the people of Central as well. The more wealth created there, the more it comes into here. In Australia, they used to call it the boomerang factor. The boomerang factor, you throw something, but it comes with a big catch. It returns with a big catch. Give us something in our parts, it will come back with big. Thank you very much for having me, and thank you so much.
Tuwapigie makofi tena viongozi hao kwa maneno yao ya busara. Nitafanya mabadiliko kidogo kwenye ratiba yetu. Kwanza nimwalike hapa CAS Hassan Nur aongee mbele yetu kabla ya kuwaalika vijana ambao walikuwa waongee mbele yake. Baadaye au akimaliza Mheshimiwa Nur, tutamwalika hapa Commissioner Kaguthi naye aongee kuhusu mambo ya peace and security kulingana na vile anavyoyaona mambo hayo. Karibu Mheshimiwa.
Thank you very much, MC. Let me take this opportunity to thank CS Ukuriatani and the chairman of Mount Kenya Foundation for giving us this gracious opportunity to converge together and think for the future of this country. I want to recognize my colleagues, the CASs who are here. Please just stand up where you are. CASs. At the far end there we have CAS Mumina Bonaya. She is the CAS for education. That is Beatrice Elachi, our CAS too. That is Mheshimiwa Elmi, CAS in the environment and forestry. Next is, we haven't met. It's unfortunate. Professor Ntiba, the long-serving expert in fisheries, is also a CAS. Michui is our CAS in the Ministry of Treasury, National Treasury and Planning. And then I have there Winnie Guchu. Winnie is dressed like Fatuma, so I wouldn't be able to tell. Thank you, Winnie, in OP. And then finally, our former governor, our former ambassador, our former DC, the current CAS in the Ministry of Office of the President, Ministry of Interior. Please sit down. Thank you very much. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today for a very important event, an event that brings together the mountain and northern part of Kenya. This idea has been on the table, and I want to thank again CS Treasury for having come a long way. For the last 2.5 years, he's been with us thinking about this great day to come. The northern part of this country is 70% of the land size of Kenya. If I may put it slightly smaller, the county of Mandera is equivalent in size to the Republic of Rwanda. The county of Wajir is 3 times the size of Rwanda. The county of Turkana equally, and Marsabit are 3 times the size of Rwanda. This great region has a population of nearly over 6-point-something million people. The population is over 6 million as of today. But it is also the home to one of the greatest potential in terms of minerals in this country. Unfortunately, from Kapenguria, the conflict that is in this region is second to none. The theme of my speech is going to be on peace and security. And my senior, Kaguthi, will equally talk about it. But my focus of peace and security will be in the northern part of the country. The counties that are here today have serious challenges. From Kapenguria to Nadapal, we are dealing with cattle rustling, traditional cattle rustling across the border between the Pokots and the Turkanas and the Karamajongs, which has been there for ages. That has reduced development to nearly zero. From Lokichogio all the way to the shores of Lake Turkana, we have conflict that is between communities that are living across the lake and southern Sudan. It is a serious challenge. From the shores of Lake Turkana to Marsabit and Moyale, we have traditional clan conflicts that have been there and has reduced development to nearly nil over the years. From Moyale to Mandera, and from Mandera to Kiunga, we have problems of international terrorism that has been occasioned by the instability and lack of proper state across the border in Somalia. This has been our challenge. This frontier is the frontier that is actually the watchman of the Republic of Kenya to the north. We are the custodian of the border controls. We are the people who are protecting the borders of this country. Unfortunately, it's costed us our entire development for the last 60 and 70 years. I am the Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Education. This conflict has costed us heavily. If I take the effect of these conflicts on education, our level of illiteracy in Turkana is 82%. 82%. Wajir is 76%. Garissa is 74%. Mandera is 70%. And Marsabit is 68%. This is 70% of the landmass of this country. On average, their level of illiteracy is 72%. This is the greatest challenge that we have in this country. A little bit about near home in Northeastern, the situation is so grave. In Wajir, we have 96 primary schools with only one teacher. 96 primary schools with one teacher only. Each school, one teacher, 96 of them. Out of them, 10 of them are from standard 1 to class 8, which means they have candidates sitting for KCPE. In Mandera, the county I come from, and where I intend to run for a governor, 116 schools have only one teacher. In Wajir, we have 5 secondary schools with only one teacher each. In Garissa, we have 118 schools with one teacher only each. We have 3 secondary schools with one teacher only each. And we have, these are the challenges we face. But these challenges can only be faced, and we can only resolve these challenges if we unite together as a country and sit down and start a national dialogue. It can be done. And this is the beginning of this dialogue, which will bring a solution to the problem that is facing these counties to the north. The future of this country is in the north. We have abundant resources. We have wind power. We have minerals. All this can only be tapped if we have proper road network. And we are very glad to His Excellency the President for spearheading the road constructions in this region, that we are now seeing that there is hope within our lifetime to see roads to this part of the country. Despite against all these challenges, we share entrepreneurship skills. We have entrepreneurship skills, and I want Chairman Munga to listen to this. We have the skills that are of entrepreneurial nature. These skills of entrepreneurship is premised on trust and honesty. You have the resources, you have the resilience, you have the entrepreneurial skills, but we have the honesty and trust skills that we want to impart to the people of Mount Kenya. And therefore, if you find somebody from the northern part of this country who has defaulted on his loans, know that he's going to repay his loans. We are an oral society. You have the perseverance and the patience that is second to none. Even in 2008, when the community was pushed to the brink of it, you managed to resist the temptation to retaliate. And for that, we offer you high gratitude for holding this country together. I was at the epicenter of it. I was the PC Rift Valley. I saw it. And that is why today I need to be on the table that is going to decide who becomes the next president of this country. Because I know it all and I have seen it. Guide our president properly. Let him make the right choice for us. We owe it to you. We owe it to the mountain to give proper guidance to His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, so that he is able to direct for us the best way to go. We have never been in the opposition. We were only in the opposition once, and that is 2002, when we supported His Excellency the President Uhuru Kenyatta. We are not going to the opposition. We will go where the President is, because we know that's where the best choice is going to be there for us. Thank you very much.
Tumpigieni makofi. Kabla ya kumalika, karibia Commissioner Kaguthi. Kwa sasa nataka kutangaza kwamba Bonaya Katelo Sarboba umepoteza mkoba wako. Sijui kama unaitwa mkoba huu, unione nitakupatia. Sasa bila kudhalilisha umuhimu wa viongozi ambao watakuja kuongea hapa, tunawaomba tuongee kwa muda wa dakika 2 kila mtu, na ninataka kuwaita hapa mbele viongozi wafuatao ili tuongee kwa msururu wa haraka. Kiongozi wa vijana Grace Ndegwa ambaye ni PWD ataongea kwa dakika 2 baada ya commissioner kuongea. CEO wa Kenya Investment Authority Moses Ikera daktari ataongea kwa dakika 3, na nyuma yake ataongea patron wa Kikuyu Elders Benson Kinywa. Kwa sasa na baada ya patron wa Mount Kenya Elders, hapo kwa karibu nyuma yake Senator wa Youth Ngugi IG, ukaribie 2 minutes each tafadhalini.
Chairman wangu wa Rema na your colleague Bishop Jenga, Chairman Mount Kenya Foundation, the Honorable Governors, CSs wetu, our chief guest, the permanent secretaries who are here in CASs, all the leaders and all protocols observed. Good afternoon. I have been caveated a bit to take a shorter time than I had anticipated, and I will attempt to comply. We have 2 blocks here, the Upia block and the Mount Kenya Development block. I am a bureaucrat, a public servant. I have not moved from there. And therefore what I'm going to say is what I would say even if I was in active service. There is one principle when it comes to matters of peace and security. and development. If there is anything that you pick from me, is this: development supports peace and security, just like security supports development. If we can achieve that, we reduce virtually all insecurity and the development takes over. So it is therefore extremely important for us to appreciate the kind of effort made by the current government. The current government, when you reflect, as you are campaigning in 2013, 2017, early alone the campaign was sisi watu wa pahali ambapo ni marginalized, hata kilomita moja ya rami hatuyoni, si ni kweli? But for now, you start getting an opening everywhere. We are particularly happy, we who have served in this particular service, when I remember that from around the time we had a lot of upheavals, sending messages even to Garissa, to Mandera, was quite a problem. Today, I am able to tell you, you can take breakfast in Thika, take lunch in Garissa, and take dinner in Lamu. You get, and you know, it's important for us to appreciate that work which has been done. That the Witu Mkoa Road, it's taking such a short time to shoot. It is extremely important for us to appreciate that the contract for Hidi Magogoni in Lamu kupitia kuelekea Ijara is almost there, isn't it? And from Ijara is shooting towards Garissa and shooting to Isiolo. Early alone, we classified this country in terms of allowances for civil servants. There were some areas which former Governor Tana River knows that we could sometimes not allow an officer to remain in that division for more than 2 years. Civil order. Not more than 2 years, because I was undermanned. This time, the greens from Meru are eaten in Moyale in the same afternoon. So let's appreciate that development will open and it will reduce security. And if you pick that, it will be very good. When it comes to the lower levels, at the community level, when you consider lower level, there is one thing which has not been appreciated, and like you, Hassan, you have preached so much of us. When you talk of a school, we don't want teacher. It is painful. But what has caused it, to be said? Insecurity. And what is the main cause? Terrorism. May I challenge you directly that if you follow the tenets of Nyumbakumi, the teachers from all over will start being posted there. And it is a very simple principle. The legacy of President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, number one, at the first Mashujaa Day in 2013 was security is the joint mandate of every Kenyan. The first test is vigilance. Could you know one another? so that it is wrong for somebody to come and stay in your place and start injuring others. If we decided, Obia, that nobody will come and interfere with us through where we are, you get your imams, they are appointed, they are ordained, wote wawe huko Bwana Kuti, honestly, hawatapita. Na kama wakipita, that radicalization will not be planted. So if you want to get those teachers, please let us speak on Nyumba Kumi, those clusters. I would love to encourage all the imams be put through a training program because of the influence they have across. There are two risks that I want to mention because I'm not allowed to talk for long. In Nyumba Kumi, you know, sijui kama unajua hiyo principle. Principle 1 mantra ni nini? Ukiona sema, ukisikia sema, ukishuku sema. Those are the three, and the minute we get to that, usalama, it just shoots. Macho yako, and that is the legacy the president, you will always remember, he devolved security to that level. But two risks that you have for now. Waziri, you know, you have driven the country to another level of thinking. That speech of yours, you're given very firm direction of what things are likely to be. Unfortunately, there are two risks that I want to mention to you. The first risk you all need to have, because you are communicators quite a lot on ICT, it is disinformation through the media, and in particular the social media. Please, leaders, elders, wazee, when you get a circulation which is opposite of your interest, quickly stop transmitting it to any other person. Check, give somebody who can test it quickly, and if it is fake, say it is fake. Let's demoralize them. It is a very big risk. The other risk, you have handled it, and I'm happy. I don't want to continue more than that because he's on me very, very, very strongly, and that is the choice you make. The choice we make. Can you allow me 1 minute to address a community called the Agikoyo? They have been accused here. And you allow me to talk to them in that language. Niongee na hiyo. Mugikoyo nurathitangwo muthuri gwitwo Imana Icharo ni muthuri thiini wa North Western corner wa Pokot na Uganda na Karamojang kuria guothe nginya andu a Sudan. Ni muthuri mutegitio muno, muhemugitio muno, arahurire thimu, arajuria PC niki mwarekereria atumia anyu na ciana marume muthamaki uria twendete. Twaigua ni aninga niki giatumana kyanyu mathie na kuma nathie. Ndiramucokeria ona niguo ngwenda gukwira uria kuhana. Anake Agikuyu ti nding'oing'o, uria nding'oing'o ngithukia muti uguo ithiaga ikora. Anake Agikuyu marikia kuria ciaku mathiaga magaikara hau magatua cira. Tu atumia aria marumaga muthamaki, atumia marumaga muthamaki wina muthigi, etikia kana urege mutumia ucio ndetagwo ndangĩtĩka ngatha ari rĩtwa rĩetagwo, na ciana ciake cia airĩtu itikaga hau hake tondũ rĩ ehahana nĩ wa kũhũrithania. Thank you.
Tumpigie makofi Commissioner Kabudi. Before I invite the youth speaker, I want to recognize the presence in our midst of Ambassador Francis Mudhaura, and I will kindly request Ambassador to come here only to say hello to your people, and then we will invite the youth speaker after that.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon. For me, it's really very short to say, first of all, you should pay taxes so that we have resources to support the development program. You can't do without money. So if you are faithful, I can assure you shall succeed. Yeah, but the other point, which is I think very important, is to say this meeting is historical. It's historical because of its importance. You know, the most important agenda for this country is national unity, national cohesion, and development, and peace. And if we as a wide region in this country, we agree to unite, to keep peace, and to ensure that we engage the other part of the country in a manner which is peacemaking, a manner which is also bringing them into this unity. I think that will be very important. You know, this is really a wonderful country, and as the CS said, we should lead in Africa. We should really show the others the way. There is no problem. There is no problem which we cannot resolve by talking. I think that's what I would like to say. And our president has really sung this song over and over about the unity, about national cohesion, and I think that's the best thing that legacy can do for us. Thank you very much.
Asante sana Ambassador Mudhaura. Sasa namwalika kwa dakika mbili Grace Ndegwa, youth speaker. After her, please, the next youth leader for 2 minutes is Fatma Bwana. Karibia.
The organizers of this event, the leaders in the house, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Grace Ndegwa. Situnaenda Peace Way. We have established peace that we don't want to break, and that's where we want all of us to move in that direction. Another thing, we have been left out in education so much, and I'm happy that the government is in the house. Where there's no peace, there's no education. And even as we think how education is affected by lack of peace, it's very important even to think how people with disability are affected. We cannot go to school, the school are not even disability friendly, and all that issues. And therefore, even as we think about the direction we want to do, to make, even as we think the decision of this nation, let's not leave people with disability behind. Cindy, and somebody has just talked about marrying many wives. Is there a problem if I get husband? Hello, in the house, is there a problem? Sinaweza pika? Naweza pika ama siwezi pika? Tunaweza pika, si ndio? And therefore, what other people can do, we can do. Only we can do it in a different way. Some people have just used the stairs. I had to use the ramp. That means I'm here, but I have used the different direction. Using the different direction does not mean we cannot get there. Are we together? So we are asking to be given a platform where we can exercise our ability in politics, in education, and in all aspects of life. We need to be included. And even as we talk about in the house, we have different people from different communities. I'm from Kikuyu. And when I got to disability, I'm happy that my elders are here. When I got to disability, my dad said, hii ulemavu, kwetu hatuna ulemavu. Kwa hivyo hii ulemavu umeletwa na kurogwa. Wengine wakasema, ni kwa sababu maybe my dad did not pay the dowry and all that. I know there are people who can explain that. You cannot use your girl's dowry kama wewe hukuputolewa dowry. I know that that's theory in Kikuyu. But these are just things, maybe they exist. But let's not just focus on those things that really are in our community but diminish the fact that you have disability. There are many things. We are saying that sisi tumekasiwa. Tunaambiwa maneno ambayo ya kutudunisha. Yet we have ability. We just need a platform. We just need to be included. We can do what other people can do. And that's just the emphasis. Let's have peace even as we approach elections so that people with disability can thrive in their own ways, can exercise what they do in a better way. Those in school can go to school. Those in their families can able to continue economic activity that they do to provide for them. Those who can engage in politics, let them be given opportunities. In this movement, we are saying we are leaving no one behind. Are we together? Tuta include watu wa disability. In county level tuta include watu wa disability. Tukioa mabibi wande tutakuwa na mmoja wa disability. Asanteni sana.
Let us appreciate Grace Ndegwa for that powerful speech. I forgot to say that she is an electoral commissioner of the Student Association of Kenyatta University. We all know that Article 54 requires that we must give opportunity to persons with special disabilities, or the ones we call PWDs. I am now inviting the next youth speaker, Fatma. Karibu.
Asante Bwana MC. The OPIA leadership, Mount Kenya leadership, CS, CAS, governors, MPs, senators, MCAs na leadership zote zilizoko hapa, good evening. Kwa majina naitwa Fatma Shebwana, MCA Lamu County, the youngest MCA in Kenya, and Chair Lady Youth and Sports Committee in the County Assembly of Lamu, and also the Vice Chair of Women Caucus in the County Assembly of Lamu. Mimi hapa mwanzo namshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa kutufikisha sote hapa na kutukutanisha kwa amani. Pili, namshukuru Rais wetu Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta kwa amani anayoendeleza katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Ingekuwa si yeye, sisi tusingeweza kufika hapa, tukizingatia sisi wengine tumetoka counties kama Lamu vile. Nikisema Lamu kila mtu yaelewa. Kama hakuna amani tusingeweza kutoka kule kufika hapa. Pia nimshukuru CS ya Tani kwa hii juhudi ulioifanya ya kuleta viongozi pamoja, mkaja na OPIA, ambayo hiyo ndio leo imetufikisha hapa mpaka mkaja mkaungana pamoja na Mount Kenya. Hiyo ni kazi kubwa ambayo imefanya. Pia nakushukuru CS Mheshimiwa Yatani. Pia na ushukuru muungano wa Mount Kenya, na nataka niwaambie pia kuwa Lamu tuna extension ya Mount Kenya. We have an extension of Mount Kenya in Lamu County. Kwa hiyo muwe na amani, tuko pamoja, we support this bond huu muungano ni wasawa na tuna imani. Mimi kama kijana, sisi kama vijana tuna imani na huu muungano na tuna uhakika kuwa tuelekea mahali pazuri, future yetu itakuwa bright sana. Asante kwa muungano. Kitu ambacho napenda kusema kwanza, Lamu and pastoral community tuna vijana wengi ambao hawana ID cards. Huu muungano umekuja kwa time nzuri ambao wanaweza kulitatua hilo swala pamoja. Vijana wale wanakura, tena kura nyingi sana, lakini kwa shida ya ID cards hatutaweza kuvote na kura next year. Kwa hiyo naiomba muungano miwili hii iliyoko hapa ifanyie kazi swala la IDs kwa vijana wa pastoral communities. Pia Lamu ukisema pastoralist ama ukisema pastoralism, hutoacha kusema fishing. Ni economic activity kubwa sana ambayo watu wa Lamu wanaitegemea, na kwa sasa kuna mzozano mwingi ambao unaendelea kwa fishermen wa Lamu County, ambao kwa sasa wengine wako majumbani, wengine hawana kazi za kufanya kwa mzozo ulioko. Huu muungano uliokuja pamoja una uwezo wa kutatua hilo swala ambalo liko pale, likishirikiana pamoja na wabunge na sisi watu wa Lamu kwa pamoja. Kwa hiyo msisahau fishermen walioko Lamu County. Bwana CS asubuhi ilipokuwa wazungumza kuhusu kuwa president umetenga pesa fulani ya pastoralism ambayo hii disaster ya drought imeleta, mimi nimesikia raha sana, kwa sababu mimi naweza sema jana nilikuwa barabarani from Lamu to Mombasa then here. Mizoga iliyoko barabarani ni mengi sana. Ng'ombe zimekufa nyingi sana, nimehesabu mpaka nikakosa hesabu sasa kwa sababu ya ile mizoga iliyoko barabarani. Kwa hiyo nimefurahi kusikia kuwa rais wetu pamoja na viongozi walioko kule juu wamezingatia swala hilo na pesa nyingi imetengwa kwa ajili ya kutatua swala hilo. Inshallah litatatuka. Nikimalizia nasema Mheshimiwa Uhuru ni mtu yatupenda sana, hasa sisi watu wa Lamu, kwa sababu tumeona maendeleo yake. Mimi nimezaliwa miaka 20 mpaka nimefika miaka 20, sikuwahi kuona lami katika barabara yetu ya lami. Lakini Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta ametuletea lami from Mokoe Lamu mpaka Mombasa mpaka Garsen ambayo ilikuwa hakuna. Ndio maana mimi jana nimeweza kutoka Lamu mpaka nikafika Nairobi. Ilikuwa haiwezekani kabisa hiko. Kwa hiyo tumshukuru sana Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta. Pia tumshukuru kwa project zake kubwa kubwa ambazo yazifanya. Tusisahau Lapset ambayo pia iko Lamu County. Vijana na imani kazi zitatoka nyingi na vijana watapata maisha yao inshallah. Huu wote ni uongozi wa Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta mheshimiwa. Na naomba nihakikishe hapa kuwa sisi vijana wa Lamu na sisi Lamu County kwa ujumla tuko na yeye kufa kupona, na tuko na yeye, tutangoja tusikie tu kauli yake ya mwisho, tutamfuata inshallah. Asanteni na Mungu awabariki nyote.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Fatma Bwana. Sasa namwalika Managing Director Dr. Ikera of Kenya Investment Authority, and after him will be the elders who will speak in this order. Kwa hivyo tunaweza kukaribia Engineer Moiru on behalf of the Kikuyu elders, and then we have Abdi Dere Bocha Tana River, Sultan Sheikh Ahmed Wajir, Muhammad Ali Isiolo, Ambassador Ali Abbas. Karibu.
Asante sana Bwana MC. My seniors in the house from government, several years in my church, because Bishop Lawi is in the house. From my county, my governor is here, and other seniors. Very humbled to be here to stand before you to make a few remarks. Amjambo. Nataka kuongea economics, kwa hivyo mweke a bit of attention. Salamu alaikum ndugu zetu. I'll make 3 points because time is really gone. Number 1 is to say even though Corona really affected our economy last year, and it became the only year in our history that we had a small negative growth in GDP, the economy is still very strong. Why do I say that? Our economy is about $102 billion in size. That is about 45% of East Africa community GDP, combined the 6 countries. But ile muhimu sana ni per capita, average Kenyan, what income do they get in a year? Around 2003, when President Kibaki was taking over, it was about $600 per person that time. I'm happy to say at the moment we have reached about 2,000. The target for Vision 2030 is to reach at least 3,000. So we are, those who think Vision 2030 is just a pipe dream, I think they need to know tumetoka $600, tumefika 2,000, and we are going to 3,000 and more. In fact, the projection for 3,000, we are not discovered oil, we are not discovered minerals. So once we explore that one, we can actually grow, we can get much bigger income. The next thing says the economy is very diversified. In the sense, kuna economies they depend on only one sector. Kama ni tourism. Ikipata homa, everybody is in trouble. Our economy is very diversified. Agriculture is about at 2% GDP. Industry about 13%. The rest is services. And within services, kuna transport, kuna tourism, financial services, professional services. So the economy is diversified and well, secured. People have raised a lot of issues about the debt. Wanasema tumekopa sana, that the debt is not good. But if you look at all the agencies that who are experts in looking at the health of the debt size, our debt is sustainable because it's about 60% of GDP. Some developed countries, ratio of their debt to GDP is even more than 100. So I think so long as we are using the debt for development to strengthen the sector zetu sila tunatumia ku-export, then we are okay. So economy is okay. If you ask all the agencies that rate the economy, Fitch, Moody's and others, they all agree the economy is very stable, and that's why we get a good rating. That's the reason why investors like to come to Kenya. Let me say one other point about investment, because sometimes you read the media, you think investment is happening. But I will say foreign direct investment, if I just give one example. Around the year 2000, we were getting around $400 million inflow every year on average. 10 years later, it had reached $1 billion. So it increased by $600 million a year. By 2019, there before the corona, we had reached $1.4 billion every year on average. So I think there is progress, even though as Kenyans we are ambitious, we want more faster development. As I'm going to finish, so economy is okay. That's the message I want to say. You ask even institutions like Brookings Institution in the US, which is the best think tank in the world, they'll tell you for the last 6 years, Kenya has been number 1 in the world in financial inclusion because of mobile money. The average Kenyan can transact with the banking sector with their mobile than even America or Japan or any other country for the last 6 years. So I think we need to be able to know that there are some good stories. The second point I want to make is that these two blocks, Central Kenya Economic Bloc and the UPIA, I knew it as a Frontier Counties Development Organization, there are some advantages that they have. Number one, the blocks are there. When you are starting something, you have to have a vehicle, a foundation to work with. So it's good that those blocks are there. Lapiri, the two groups are very entrepreneurial. They know how to do business. Even when they are sleeping, business is happening. They are very hard working. Then infrastructure has been set up to connect them. So upset, a game changer, the normal roads and others are going to increase the connectivity between the regions. The new port in Lamu will also really improve facilitation. You only need to see the impact of Thika Road, Thika Superhighway, within like less than 10 years to see what infrastructure can do. And then the opportunities are complementary. Huko northeastern kuna good conditions for wind, solar energy. There's a very strong beef industry and other meat industry in general. There's so much land. These 10 counties, over 50% of the land mass. And on the Mount Kenya side, the capital. I don't know if you know that in Kenya, in Africa, we are number one sources of outward FDI. More Kenyan companies are investing elsewhere in Africa than even in South Africa, which means the people have capital. So what you need to do is to make sure you open the way for Peter Munga and the others of the people with the capital, and you make the environment, business environment good, and they can come and invest there. As I finish, is to say, and I'm happy to hear that has been emphasized, when you ask people about Kenya, everything is good. The people, the location, the vibrance of the economy, the strategic location, but they say corruption is a big problem. So I think as we fight other things, we need to be able to say, wacha tupigane na huyo handui ofisandi, so that we should not have one mark that is destroying the beauty of our country. And then we say, I would like to recommend so that development and biashara is a glue that keeps people together. So if we want this unity to last, to be sustainable, we need to make sure that there's an economic and business glue to keep the two communities together. And I think they can agree to form a joint business council between UPIA and Central Kenya, so they can be checking on the progress, look at which projects can be done at economies of scale. Because when you do big projects, Vision 20, that type of projects, then there will be progress. You've seen from Safaricom, you've seen from East African breweries, you've seen from several examples like tea and Otkasha. These are models we should learn from to build other value chains to be successful like that. And there are institutions like Can Invest, Export Promotion Agency, CESA, EPSND, who can facilitate all of you to get incentives from government. Asanteni, thank you very much. And the unity in Dumu, asante.
Let's appreciate Dr. Ikiara. Now the elders in the order I had read: Engineer Muru, Abdidere Bocha from Tana River, Komora Yakub from Tana River, Sultan Sheikh Ahmed, Mohammed Ali, and Ambassador Ali Abbas. After the elders have spoken, we will have Senator Ngugi IG, Senator for Youth, who will speak, and then invite Governor Kimemia, who will in turn invite Governor Kiraito Murungi. Let us invite the elders. Engineer Muru, please.
Wazee, palipo wazee, there is an elder speaking, so I wish to say just a few things, kwa sababu kama wazee hatuzungumzi sana. Kenya is a community of business people, na Kenya serikali ndio the biggest partner, na kwa hivyo sisi wote ni lazima kama wazee tujue who are the owners of this estate. This estate called Kenya belongs to us, the people. Na wazee ndio wameona mbele, walizaliwa zamani kidogo, ama sivyo? Na vile tunataka ni kuona washikadau wote wa Kenya tunaandika ama tuna-employ the best administration ile itatuangalia the justice and economic progress ya hii nchi yetu. Na kama wazee tunafuata sana na tunaona
lazima tukuwe na partners, or we are looking for partners who can work together na community hii ya Northeastern Kenya na hii ya Mount Kenya. Tunaona you have about 60% of the population of Kenya, na tukiwa watu 60% wanakubaliana, sisi wazee si lazima tufuate. Kwa hivyo we congratulate watu wa Northeastern kwa kukubaliana na sisi watu wa Mount Kenya, na tutaungana mkono tuende safari hii pamoja. Tunataka serikali ambayo itatukubalia free trade. Hivi watu wa Northeastern, mkikula mchere yetu mtatukubalia tukule nyama yenu. Mkikula ama mkikunywa chai yetu mtatukubalia tunywe soup ya gamia. Na kwa sababu sisi ni wazee, tunasema palipo wazee hakuharibiki nini. Nimepewa dakika moja, lakini hiyo gamia iendelee kutiririka. Asante sana.
Asante sana. Sasa Abdi Dere Bocha, tafadhali, na afuatiwe kwa karibu na Elder Yakub Komora. Tafadhalini tukaribie hapa Elder, so that we speak in quick succession in the interest of time. Abdi Dere Bocha.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Adhuri ya Kenya Murega. Tumekutana watu wa Northern Kenya na Mount Kenya. Hiyo ni furaha, na hapo mbeleni Northern Kenya imesahaulika, lakini Mheshimiwa Uhuru vile alikumbuka kijana wetu Ukuri Yatani, leo tumeweza kufika hapa, na yeye ameweza kuita viongozi wa Northern Kenya yote tuwakutana hapa. Lengo si kukutana leo tunakuachana. Tunataka hii maneno iendelee na kila wakati iwe mkumbusho, mpaka tuone mwelekeo ambao iko kisawa sawa. Hata kama hamkututajia leo tutaenda wapi, bado mnaangoja tutaenda wapi. Sisi kama viongozi wa Tana River County, nafikiri Council of Elders wote wako hapa, Uliwana, Munyayaya, Bokomo, Orma na Wardei. Council of Elders wote wako hapa, na tunakubali wito wa viongozi wetu vile mkishikamana mliboshikana, na tunashukuru. Watu wa Mount Kenya, nafikiri leo ndio mlikutana nyinyi na watu wa IPIA. Tunataka hii mwindo iendelee na serikali itokee hapo. Hata kama hamkututajia ni wapi, tunataka umbrella wale watabeba bendera ikuwe namna hii, na sio tu leo ndio tumekutana, na wakati mtunda itatokea msije mkatusahau. Bia tuite kwa meza ya mbele vile watu wanagawana keki, tukue pamoja. Tusikue wakati wanafanya zinatumika wakati wanataka kiti, lakini kiti kibatikana bia tusisahaulike. Kwa hayo mwingi ama mchache, vile youth msichana aliwaambia ukame iko Tana River, ng'ombe zinakufa wengi. Kama kuna ile keki kidogo President alikubali kutoa, tuliambiwa asubuhi iharakishwe iweze kufikia hayawani wisho na chakula binadamu. Asanteni sana kwa hayo mengi ama mchache. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mimi nachukua fursa hii kushukuru Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala ambaye alituwezesha kuweka vichwa pamoja sisi wafugaji na kukubaliana na wale ambaye walianzisha hii Kenya kukula matunda. Sisi kama Tana River devolution ndio ilianza kupata matunda ya Kenya. Shukrani yetu kubwa kwa serikali ya Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta ambaye alikumbuka Tana River, alitupatia cheo ya CES Mheshimiwa Ukur Yatani, na kuomba mara ya pili utatupelekea salamu kwa Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Tunawashukuru, na pia sisi kama watu wa Tana River tunataka kukaa na yeye rais. Tunaomba utupelekee, na sisi bado wiki hatutatoka hapa. Tunataka tukae hapa, tukae na wewe na pia tukae na rais. Sisi kama Tana River, wakaji wa Tana River yote tumekubali muungano hii, tumekubali kuunga mkono Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Tuko na yeye, na mahali ataenda tutaenda na yeye. Akisema left, left, akisema right, right. Kwa hivyo sisi tuko tayari kuwa hii muungano ya mapya. Kwa hivyo sina mengi, na tena ya pili kidogo tu, katika mwezi huu ikifika tarehe 20 mwezi huu, kama mvua hajanyesha, hali iko hatarini sana. Tunatarajia Mwenyezi Mungu yeye ndio ataweza kuleta mabadiliko ya anga, lakini sisi tunaomba serikali ituharakishie wale watu wa Tana River, ikumbuke na wafike mapema haraka sana, wafugaji na wananchi. Hakuna mtu alikufa kufikia saa hii, lakini hatari sana. Baada ya wiki mbili iko hatari sana. Kwa hayo machache na wengi, asanteni.
Sultan Sheikh Ahmed akifuatiwa na Elda Muhammad Ali Isiolo na mzee Dubat Ame wa Garissa.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yes. Oh yes. Thank you. Bismillah. Our leaders had spoken, and I have nothing else to add. They had spoken. I want to recognize the presence of the Council of Elders, the Sultanate Council from Northern Kenya. From where you are seated, please stand up so that you can be seen. Beautiful, thank you very much. Because we had been given only 2 minutes, and 2 minutes is not enough to address, and it's getting late. I just want to say a few things to our brothers from Mount Kenya. Oro wanyu wamoshie muriega wahine Kenya ni dayo tire dena. Mwera tirere umuthi ni kwega muno niki umuthi ni kwega mbura ne kurete no mbura muno utire mahutu utire thina ni dayo muno. Ngai ni mwega ucio the neguo. Ngai ni mwega ucio the neguo. Ngai ni mwega ucio the yini wandotire kwa ngoma neguo. Ngai wakwa ni mwega ni wandotire kwa ngoma.